I spoke today about a project that I've been working on that's been funded by the Roycastle Lung Cancer Foundation, and basically what it is that we were looking to find a way to improve knowledge for patients, or rather individuals who are thinking about having lung cancer screening, but there are lots of pros and cons that they have to think about, and they're quite complex and can be quite difficult to understand. And we also know from some research that people don't always like to read lots of leaflets, and especially if they're very heavy and difficult to read. So we thought it'd be quite nice to make a film to try and help people understand a bit more about these risks, and also present some animated graphics and things that can also promote understanding. So I talked today about a 3-part study where we did some focus groups with screening eligible participants in the public, and then healthcare professionals, and then from that produced a film, and then we tested that out in the final phase to see whether it was effective compared to the leaflet. We had about 229 people in the final analysis, but it was part of that population was taken from a much bigger cohort of patients who are having lung cancer screening. So it was 230, sort of just under, and overall we found a significant difference, that both the leaflet and the film individually did help people improve their knowledge, but the film even more so. And one of the things we were worried about was that we didn't want to make it more difficult for patients to make decisions once they're suddenly burdened with all this information. And so again, we had to look at that sort of aspect to make sure people weren't more conflicted, and actually they weren't, so that was reassuring. I think at the moment that certainly we are looking at hopefully having some further projects with screening and rolling it out on a slightly bigger scale, and from that I'm sure we'll be able to look at some of these aspects in greater detail, and I think, you know, if we were to look at it more widely, it'd be really interesting to try and perhaps have translated voiceover, so that it could be more accessible for ethnic minorities. So there's definitely ways in which we could expand in the future.